Acclimating and acclimatization. So what do we mean by these two words? They basically mean the same, but what we're going to go through in the next videos we're going through now, we're going to follow those two words up and just give you the bit of the difference between the two, but at the end result is still the same. Plus we've got some little special guests along the way that we've managed to successfully get. So stay tuned, and we're going to take a little trip into the gallery towards the end of the video so you can see exactly what we've done in regards to putting our Geovegas into one of our setup tanks. All right, stay tuned, and we'll go on this journey and we'll make it into the gallery. Hello everyone, welcome back to Bluefin Aquatics, where we share our knowledge and experience with you. Okay, on the opening we were talking about acclimatization and also acclimating. Now both these words are very, very similar. However, we're going to break them down for you so you actually understand exactly what it means in the hobby when we do acclimate and also acclimatize our fish. So when we talk about acclimating, basically stands for water. So that's the meaning behind the aqua. And the other part, the mating side of things, is making sure that the climate they're actually going into is conditioned to them depending on which climate they have actually come from somebody's tank or from the shop. So what we're looking at here is that if you were to get a fish from your local fish shop in a bag, they've got it sitting at one temperature, and you at home with your tank there, you may have it set at a couple of degrees higher. So basically what you're doing is when you get your fish from the shop there, you come home and you float it on top of your tank. So the two temperatures basically bind as one. So in the bag, the temperature will be the same as the tank on the outside. But do remember, and we do stress, when you do this, make sure when you do put the fish back into your tank that you've just bought is to empty the water out of the bag. Do not put that water into your tank. Reason behind that is you don't know what sort of diseases that may harbour in that water, and by you putting it into your whole tank, you could actually infect the whole tank for whatever pathogens that might be in there. So don't forget, when you get your fish from your local fish shop, is to empty out the water once you've acclimatised and then put them into your tank. So that's the other word we're hitting on too, which is the acclimatisation. Again, it means basically the same. Acclimatization is bringing one fish into the climate that you want them to actually live in. So let's go back to with our discus. If we went to our local fish shop and we bought a discus, and the discus itself was sitting roughly only about 27, 28 degrees, which we find that a bit low, then what we would do then, we would acclimate them in the bag and make sure and acclimatize them as well into the bag so the water is the same. The other thing too is, and one thing with discus is that what you can do, you can open the bag once they've sat in the aquarium water for 15-20 minutes. What you do then is you can open the bag and start adding small bits of water into the bag, or if you wish into the bucket that you've got them in, to put the water in there so you bring it up to the same conditions that you've got in your tank. So basically by doing this, you're actually acclimatizing the fish to the new water or the new surroundings of water when they go into it, plus you're leaving the old water which you're acclimatizing is you won't be using that to put in your tank. So basically you're turning it over, turning the water that you got from the local fish shop with your fish in, then start putting your own water in there from the fish tank, and then once you've reached the 15-20 minutes there and you've actually started putting the water in there, then you're basically getting close to acclimatizing exactly what tank they're going to go into and how they're going to be in that tank. So very importantly, again, you must empty out from both parts, from the acclimating and also to the acclimatization. Make sure you don't put the water into your tank. Empty the water out, put it through a net, put your fish into, tip them into a bucket with a net, drain the water off, and then put your fish into your tank. Because if you do, as we've mentioned before, if you do put your water in the tank, there's possibilities that the pathogens or any diseases that's in that water will flow onto your other fish, and that's the last thing you want to do. The other thing is too, prior to putting them in your own tank, the best way to go about whenever you're getting new fish is also put them in a quarantine tank and let them sit there, say, for 2 to 6 weeks, depending on the variety and depending on your space as well. But it's always best to quarantine your fish before you actually add to them to the tank that you want them to go in. So do remember that. That is so important, because if you don't, as we said to you, if you don't quarantine fish and they seem to harbour some sort of pathogens, you'll introduce that into your whole tank, and then rather than having a small situation, you've got a big situation where you've got to clean up your whole tank or start adding chemicals and so forth into your tank to try and rid the pathogens. Also along the line here, what we're going to be doing too is that we were able, again, very lucky for us, we were able to get hold of some more Geovegas. Yes, we're able to get some more of those. And with the Geovegas that we've got, we'll let you know what they are. And also we're going to go back on a bit of last week's video where we're showing you supposedly they were a Geovegas, but now they're called a thread Phenakara. We actually got the light on now, so we're going to actually show you that as well. So if you stay tuned, we're going to make a move and we're going to go into the gallery and we can show you exactly how and what we've done with the Geovegas so far, plus you know what the new species is that we got in yesterday. So here we are in the gallery, as you can see. Now these Geovegas that are in here, these are green horseface Geovegas that we've actually put in the tank yesterday. So we're just getting them used to the tank. As you can see, there's sand in the bottom there, which are the Geovegas like because they actually go through and dig through the sand as our earth eaters and pick out any food that may be lingering in the sand. So that's the green face Geovegas. Now also a little surprise that we were able to get yesterday is we were able to pick up some red horseface Geovegas as well. So we're just going to show you exactly what they are. They're very, very similar. We just have to wait as they grow to get the colouring right. Okay, so these now, as we can see in the bottom here, oh, let's see how we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, so in the bottom there's 8 of the red horseface Geovegas. Again, they're an actual quarantine tank at the moment, purely because, like we mentioned in the video there, that you best quarantine your fish because we don't want any pathogens going into any other tank here as well. But generally too, they're going to be in the tank on their own, so it shouldn't be too much of a issue there. All right, from here we're going to show you now. We're going to go in and have a look at the thread Phenakaras, which are just along the bottom here. Okay, so there we go. They're our thread Phenakaras. As we mentioned last video, that we're going to actually put them in their own bigger tank. So they're just at the stage now of ready to breed. So that's what we're going to do. So in the next couple of days or so, we'll have them in their 4-foot tank, because the one they're in at the moment is only a 3-foot. They're going to a 4-foot tank, which is a lot more space in there for them to breed and move around. So basically that's a little surprise at the end, being able to get the red horseface Geovegas, and just to show you exactly the thread Phenakaras, because we couldn't show you before because it was quite dark, but now you get a bit of an idea exactly what they look like. Alright, well that does it for this video. We hope to see you in the next video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to come along on the journey with us and like to subscribe, please do. And we look forward to seeing you in our next video.